Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Show. Clippers and Nuggets, game 2 here. Going to be taking a look at some of the player prop insights that I've got for this one for you guys. Got to look at some of the matchups that we saw in game 1 as well. Some little differences than I think what we mostly expected in terms of who was guarding whom and how that kind of played out. Also some of the minutes for a few guys like MPJ not playing that much. So want to run through some of the bets that we had on Saturday, go through what we've got here for Monday as well. Make sure you are subscribed to that channel so you don't miss out on the Knicks and the Pistons as well. Have that video up for you guys. So if that all sounds good, give this one a like. Let's get right into it. Nice little Saturday, keeping the streak alive after a really great Friday where we made more than 8 units on that sizzling hot night, but felt really good about the picks here. A couple that maybe were deserved, undeserved. Let's run through it real quick. We are up 43.4 units now on the season after a nice day on Saturday. KPJ, got to be looking at him to continue to get some big usage there for the Bucks. They don't have a point guard without Dame. Like Ryan Rollins as a player, but he's an off-ball shooter, athletic defender, not really much of a ball handler playmaker. So KPJ should be out there in non-Giannis minutes and in Giannis minutes as well. He played 29 minutes in this last game. Siakam, love that we hit the threes early for him. He does take more threes against Giannis when he's guarding him, and Giannis guards him. He guards Giannis, and he gets more threes as a result. So I will continue to look at this for plus money for him. He's hit this a number of times, had 3 in this last game. That would have gotten you about plus 350 on your money if you took that one. But TJ McConnell, like the win here. If this starts to get above 7.5, I might be out. If we can get this at 7.5 one more time, I'm still back in. Minus 118 was a nice hit here. He had 10. Didn't get that many minutes, but they didn't really need him. So it's the games that are close that we think he's going to be out there for 20 to 25 minutes. The games that are blowouts, they're happy to give their old vet a rest. And this Bucks team looks like it's not really going to be long for this series if Dame doesn't come back or something changes really quick. But we'll keep going to McConnell over 7.5 points. Gordon, love the boards. Weird little hiccup in that game, and we'll talk about that in this one. Aaron Gordon was not guarded by Kawhi Leonard. He was guarded by James Harden. That's how he got 5 offensive rebounds alone, ended with 8 boards on the night there. We'll keep looking at his boards. If Harden is going to guard him, we're going to take a lot of stuff for Gordon. But for Peyton Watson, love this look. I don't know if we can go back to him. I'll briefly touch on it in this episode here when we get to props madness and look at these player props. But like the minutes ended at 14. He had 9 in the first half. I thought he was well on his way to 20 in this game, and he ended with only 5 minutes in the second half. So 14 on the game, 7.5 PR he went over in like the first half. So nice hit, but I don't know if we can continue to rely on the minutes for him. Josh Hart, under 6.5 dimes. We'll keep going to it. Under 6.5 against Detroit in this series. I think we'll probably get this at 5.5 now. You start to lose me there unless you can get some nice plus money for the under on Hart. He got 6 on 9 potentials. Don't expect that to continue. So I'm happy to keep going under on him, but would rather get the plus money if it's 5.5. As far as the misses here, Brunson didn't need the threes because he went 10 for 22 from 2. I don't think he can keep just going one-on-one. Like Bickerstaff is going to have to bring somebody else to help on Brunson because he cooked in this game, and they're happy to give him 27 shots a game. I might go back to the threes if we're at plus money, but probably leave it alone when it's anything more than minus 100 or worse. Cade, I'm going to keep going back to him. Hopefully you guys check out the Pistons and Knicks stuff because I talk about him in that one. He had a great game. He had a normal game. He just missed all of his shots. Like he didn't get bad looks. He wasn't double teamed. OG played fine defense, but he still got his. Like he got open looks. He just missed them. So I think he'll probably have a comeback game here in game 2. Similar with Kawhi. Like I'll talk about him in this episode as well. He didn't take that many shots. He shot an incredible percentage, 9 for 15, but he only took 15 shots. And that was because Harden was cooking. But it was game 1 Harden. Game 1, game 2 Harden are not game 4, 5, 6 Harden. So there's still going to be some Kawhi, plenty of Kawhi in this series. And I do think he'll be a lot more active in game 2. So either way, if you do want to jump into the VIP so you don't miss any of these bets that we're making here and get access to the VIP cappers as well that are sizzling hot right now, you use code YOFS25. That gets you 50% off your first 3 months there. So it gets you through the NBA playoffs as well into the W if you're interested in following along for some of the WNBA bets for the hoop heads this summer. So hope to see you guys in the VIP, but let's go ahead and jump into Clips and Nuggets. When the Clippers were on offense, Nuggets defense was pretty much what we expected, right? Nothing different from what I showed you guys ahead of the episode ahead of game 1. Showed you that this was going to be the case. Brown played like 46 minutes, guarded Harden the whole time. Murray guarded Dunn. Porter Jr. on Powell when he was out there. Minutes, as we know, decreased a bunch, didn't even get to 30. And then Gordon on Leonard, and did a good job. I mean, Kawhi ended up with like 7 turnovers. That was a really big reason why he couldn't really get more shots off, to be honest. He lost the ball 7 times when he had it on offense. But like I said, not worried about the matchup. He still shot a super good percentage in that one. And then Zoo and Jokic, they just go at each other, man. They'll guard each other the whole game. They'll just beat the crap out of each other, and both probably continue to have good games since they're both way better on offense than they are on defense. It was the Clippers defense that was a lot different than what I expected here, as we saw Dunn on Murray, that was expected, but we put Powell on Christian Brown and then Kawhi on Porter Jr. So that meant that James Harden was guarding Aaron Gordon, and Aaron Gordon had a great game as a result. I didn't see them switch it at the end of the game. They kind of kept this as their main sort of matchups on defense. So I think they're going to keep it in this one too. Like, they only lost by 2. I would think they're going to win this one, to be honest. And I think the series goes at least 6, if not 7. And we're going to see the Clippers come back, right? And I do think we're going to see Harden continue to guard Gordon, because it didn't not work necessarily in that. It's not why they lost. Let's put it that way. Zubac on Jokic. We know that's going to be the case. Jokic, interestingly, I'm going to talk about him here in a sec as we jump into his props. But weirdly, he was way under on the boards and way over on the assists, and that hadn't really been the case prior to that in this series when they met with each other. So we'll have to keep a look at what his props are now here in game 2. As always, going to be using Props Madness here on the show. Make sure that if you do want to check this platform out, use code LYB. That'll get you 7 free days to trial it out, see if you like it. And then you'll also get 25% off on your first month if you are interested in using Props Madness. But as everyone in the VIP Discord knows, it is the one-stop shop, man. Like, super efficient, has everything you need and then some. Maybe some filters you didn't even know you needed as you're looking at these playoffs player props. But let's get into the Nuggets here to kick it off and look at Nikola Jokic's stuff here. Like I mentioned, I really wanted to. Points, it's 27.5. I think this is still a good number. I mean, even with everybody playing this season, Jamal, Michael Porter, Christian Brown, Aaron Gordon, let's make sure Russ is available. In all these games, he's at about 25 a game. But once we get to the playoffs, it's a different beast for Jokic, right? Like, if you look at him last year in the playoffs, let me clear these filters. If you look at him last year in the playoffs, never had Russ, but at about 28.7 per game in last year's playoffs, I think 28 should be about what we expect from him per night. So if we're getting a points prop under 27.5 or under 28, or for 28 points, 27.5, I like that for him. But the value here comes on the assists for me, because I mean, he had 22 potentials in this last game, on 12 dimes on 22 potentials, as you can see here. 87 passes, had the ball in his hands like the whole time. And the key here for me with Jokic assists, which is the bet that I like the most for him in this game, is that he got doubled a ton. And it wasn't when he had the ball on the 3-point line. It was when he took a dribble in. Once he got inside the mid-range area, and God forbid he got into the painted area, he's getting doubled immediately, right? Whoever is closest to him, you sprint away from your guy and go there. So he had stuff in the corners. He had cutters going behind defenders that were coming up to get him, right? He did a lot, pretty much whatever he wanted when it came to passing. 12 on 22, pretty good, right? It's not that much of an outlier in terms of what you'd expect him to get on 22 potential assists. I will say, if you're looking at why this might not work, if you look at him head to head, potential assists on the season are at about 16 versus this team, right? And a couple of them were really bad, 13 and 11. Those were the 2 unders. The 2 overs, 17 and 22. That said, Jokic is built differently, right? Like, if you look at him on the season, 10 assists per game on 16 potentials. So every 16 potential assists, he's getting 10 dimes. He's averaging fewer potential assists against this team. Head to head, he's at 15.8, but it's not that much different. It's basically still 16. So if he's going to get 22, yeah, I'm going to like over 8.5 when he's at that percentage on the season anyway, of like 62% of his potential assists turning into regular assists. That's built different stuff. Like I said, that's on the way high end there. But for a guy like Jokic, it becomes pretty normal. And let's be honest, he's sort of redefining what normal is for a basketball player. The thing about the rebounds is not great against this team. Now, they're still at 12.5, even though he's averaging 9.8 versus this team on the season. The rebound chances are at 18.5 versus this team, as opposed to 20 on the season. So it makes you a little bit nervous to go over on the boards with he and Zoo both, just going at each other, boxing each other out, both being very good at it. But I think a triple-double is also probably a reasonable bet, because I always worry more about the assists than the rebounds when it comes to a triple-double for Nikola Jokic. Granted, versus this team, the rebounds are not a lock, and he got 9, including overtime, in this last game. Only 15 rebound chances, so it doesn't inspire hope. But if you can get like plus 130, plus 140 for the triple double for him, the books are telling you they have less faith in the assists than the rebounds. Well, I'm telling you, I have more assists in the faith in the assists than that. I'm trying to say. So I am going to be going for the dimes here, and I'll probably put at least like a half a unit on plus 130 if I can get it by tomorrow morning for the triple double for Jokic. As we move on to Aaron Gordon, go ahead and give the video a like if you're getting anything out of what we're doing here. Trying to put a lot of effort into breaking down these games with you guys to really give you the info that you need. Obviously, not just the bets here, but the info you need to arm yourselves and make the best bets you can as well. So really appreciate you giving it a like and a subscribe to the channel. But let's get into Aaron Gordon real quick, because I got to go back to the boards. I do think the points are good in that he's likely to get a lot of them. 16.5, you're starting to lose me, but James Harden guarded him. If James Harden guards him again, good, all of it. PR, points and rebounds, points, both those two, I love it. Now the points and rebounds are good. I still think they're good. If you give him minutes here, I'll say this: I like the rebounds more than the points. I like the points and rebounds, okay, but I like the rebounds the most. I just want to show you here a little bit of what happens when you filter this stuff. If let's say he plays 30 minutes on the season, right? He's at we're looking at 24.2. I want to make sure we have the correct number of games here that he's done this. 29 games, 24 PR per game. This is where it should be. I really think it should be 22, 23.5 PR. I don't think they're changing the matchup. They didn't do it throughout the game. They had every opportunity at every point in the game to take Harden off of Gordon. They didn't do it. That gave Gordon 5 offensive rebounds. And you're telling me he needs 6 total boards in this game. So I'm gonna take 5.5 or plus money, because the other thing here is you give him 30 to 47. He's at 6 boards per game on the season. Let's say we do this in the games where he's playing. Make sure we got Jokic, Murray, Porter Jr., CB, Russ West. Let's say they're all available. He has 6.7 rebounds per game with at least 30 minutes, and he ain't playing 30 minutes unless he gets in foul trouble. He played 46 in this last game, meaning he played 41 before they even got to overtime. So let's give him the reasonable amount that we should expect from him. Let's say 35 to 40 minutes, right? And still kind of on the low end here. Well, okay, it's not as many games, so it doesn't really help us, but you get my point. Everything's still going to work here, right? Still going to be 21.5 points. The points and rebounds are now at 28. I think the rebounds are better than the points, because in the event that somebody else starts to guard him, it's not going to be as easy. And he hasn't necessarily proved himself to be like an 18 to 19 points a game a night scorer. But the boards are great at plus money. And if you want to add the points, I wouldn't go points alone. I would go points and rebounds for Gordon, who's just, this is what he does. He's a 6 rebound a game a night guy. If he's getting high minutes, and we're getting plus money. So it's just an EV bet, right? An expected value bet over time, where you're going to continue to get positive value, because this is a bet that he should hit more often than not. I mentioned Russ assists in the last episode, and he had like 2 in the first half and then got 1 in like the third and then ended on 3, despite playing so much in this game. So I'm really glad I saved myself that frustration, but I'm going to go back to him, and I think the PRA is still good. 19.5 is still a good number here. He's normally getting this. I've got this already filtered with all the key starters, and he's already getting this number. Let me make sure Aaron Gordon's in here as well. But he's still getting this. It's at 21.6. I think this should be at 20.5, and that's about where I would end it. Maybe you take 21.5 if you're feeling like he's going to get another 30 minutes. But either way, like let's say he plays 25 minutes, I think he's good for 20 PRA is what I'm trying to get at here. He played the 34 minutes in this game. He shot 5 for 17 from the field, right? Russ is truly what Kofi on Twitter, really good follow, called him like the mystery box in Mario Kart. Totally agree with that. It's a wonder. I think his tweet got like 150,000 likes or something for a good reason, right? Nothing's more accurate for Russell, which is like box of chocolates, man. Don't know what you're going to get. Sometimes it's going to be fire, maybe some caramel, sea salt. Sometimes it's going to be some nasty popcorn flavored jelly bean shit. That's just what it is with Russ. But he's going to be trusted, because I don't think they're going to keep going back to Michael Porter Jr. We saw that in this last game for MPJ. He played 26 minutes. Russ ate up all of his minutes. A few other guys played some in there, but it was a pretty short rotation. Christian Bound didn't get played out like I thought he might. I thought Russ might take some of his minutes. They would keep MPJ out there for shooting, but they didn't. They just couldn't take him. He had the team worst -8 when he was on the floor of his plus minus for Michael Porter Jr. So Aaron Gordon's got even 1 fewer guys to worry about on his boards, and Russ should be eating up those minutes. So I like Russ to get another 25-ish at least minutes. And if you give him 25 minutes, well, again, I got him at about 21.5 PRA, but I think he could definitely continue to get upwards of 30. Don't have any Clippers props that I'm in love with in this game. I just want to talk about the 2 key guys in this one for 1 sec, which is Kawhi and James Harden. For Kawhi, I'm ready to go back to him, but the 15 shots is just weird to me. And I believe a big reason for that is just James Harden taking the 20 2 shots that he took, going to the line 6 times. They slowed things down a lot. The Clippers did. They like to play the defensive-minded game because they are better at defense. For like, not even question that they're better than the Nuggets. That's like the most obvious statement I could make. But Harden is going to continue to try to take over, I believe. I just don't know when he's going to turn back into the pumpkin, because games 1 and 2, James Harden's good. He's actually really good. We've seen 40-point games from him in games 1 or 2 of a playoff series. It's when you get to 5 or 6 and 7 that we don't know what we're getting from James Harden. We're probably not getting squat. So Kawhi's going to have to step up, because I think this series is going for a while. I don't think this thing's going to get to like 3-0 at any point at all. So we're going to keep this thing at about at least 6 games, if not 7. Kawhi is going to have to come back and be a part of this series. 24.5 is probably good at minus 106. Once you get into the flat numbers again, minus 115, you're starting to lose me. But I think people are going to hit this over for Kawhi. And whether it's this game or the next one, he's going to start to take off. If he starts in this one, I believe he's good for the series. But if he doesn't play well in this one again, because James Harden does have a great game, I'm still happy to go right back to him in game 3. So let's see if we can keep this number at minus 106 in the morning, not necessarily get to minus 115, minus 120, and we'll still have a nice edge on over Kawhi points in this one. All right, don't forget, if you do want to jump into the VIP section of the Discord and get all the picks that I'm making this playoffs, use code YOFFS25. How many codes are there? YOFFS25 will get you 50% off your first 3 months in the VIP, access to my bets, the write-ups, access to me when you want to talk about these bets in the chat, and then you'll also get access to the VIP cappers, who are definitely doing a great job right now in baseball. Big shout out to Buddy Irons and Hannah, not Hannah, for just keeping it real right in that. We're up about like 40 units between the two of them in the early season here. So really grateful for all that. Hope to see you guys in that VIP section. Until I do, happy betting.